Have you ever felt like a dry well, wondering where your own worth is gone? In the quiet of your mind, you sense an emptiness, a hollow that craves recognition, not from others, but from yourself. You've been chasing glimmers, likes, applause, status, but those empty trophies only echo your doubts. True self-love begins when you acknowledge your own pulse, the rhythm that beats solely for you, independent of outside noise. Imagine a seed buried in dark soil, unseen yet brimming with life. You are that seed. You do not need the sun's applause to know you will sprout. You simply need to honor the possibility within. This is not about flashy success, designer labels, or hollow compliments. It is about looking inward and saying, I matter regardless. When you hold up a cracked mirror to your fears, you confront the tarnished reflections you've collected. Guilt over past mistakes, resentment toward those who hurt you, the sting of rejection. Yet forgiveness is the sharp blade that cuts those chains. By letting go of what no longer serves you, you free your spirit to grow. Clinging to old wounds only weighs you down. Stoics teach that events are neither good nor bad. Only your judgments make them so. You get to choose your lens. Will you see your worth through scars or through the strength they forged? As you begin this journey, write aloud the qualities you yearn to nurture: courage, kindness, patience, and the traits you must release: vanity, bitterness, fear. Now pause and breathe. Feel the ground beneath you. You are not defined by past storms or future fears. You are defined by the choice you make in this very moment to honor the soul that carries you forward. Do you ever catch yourself bargaining with time, promising that tomorrow you'll finally become someone you respect? In the stillness of dawn, your mind races through regrets and ambitions, a confusing traffic of should-haves and could-be's. That mental clutter keeps you stuck, tethered to what hasn't happened yet. But consider time as a river. You cannot step twice into its flow, yet you can choose where to place your boat today. The Stoics remind us that the present moment is all we truly own. Picture a craftsman carving a sculpture. Each chip of stone, each careful stroke, shapes the final form. Your daily choices are those strokes. When you postpone kindness, courage, or discipline, you leave gaps in your own masterpiece. Procrastination is the silent thief of potential, stealing fragments of who you could become. Psychological research on habit formation shows that small, consistent actions build identity over time. Lally et al., 2010. If you write just one honest sentence, take one mindful breath, or stand firm on one uncomfortable truth, you begin to reinforce new neural pathways. You're literally rewiring your brain to align with the person you want to be. Now, ask yourself, what one small act today will honor your future self? Maybe it's speaking up when you'd normally stay silent, or offering forgiveness when bitterness beckons. Maybe it's setting a boundary with someone who drains you. These tiny victories accumulate into lasting change. Feel the weight lift as you take that first step. You are not powerless before time. You are its ally. With each mindful choice, you steer your riverboat, carving your own destiny one moment at a time. Embracing the tide of change, have you felt the tremor of fear when everything you know begins to slip away? In life we stand on shifting sand, believing our ground is solid, only to discover that nothing lasts forever. You cling to routines, relationships, even identity, hoping to freeze a moment in time. But the Stoics teach that all things rise and fall like waves, and wisdom lies in riding the crest instead of fighting the undertow. Imagine a traveler on a leaf drifting downstream. The leaf cannot control the current, yet it can flex, turn, and stay afloat. Likewise, you cannot stop storms, losses, or endings, but you can adjust your stance when a chapter closes weather. It's a friendship that withers, a job that ends, or a dream deferred. You face a choice, to sink under regret or to bend and flow. Psychological studies on resilience show that people who view change as a challenge rather than a threat recover. Basta Bonanno, 2004. They don't pretend pain isn't real. They acknowledge asterisk grief, anger, and vulnerability. Then let those feelings move through them instead of building walls. Resilience is not denial, it's the courage to feel the wave and then stand up. Again, ask yourself now, what part of your life feels like dead weight? What loss are you still dragging upstream? Name it, feel it, then picture releasing it into the current. Visualize the space it leaves behind as room for new growth, new ideas, new connections. A stronger you. As the river flows, you too are. Carry forward. You may bruise against rocks, get tossed by rapids, yet you remain water, ever adaptive, ever persistent. Embrace the tide and discover that change is not your enemy, but the force that shapes your true form. The mirror of truth. Do you shrink back when someone holds up a mirror, showing parts of you you'd rather hide? Most of us crave praise, yet we recoil at critique, fearing it will shatter our self-image. But consider the mirror not as a threat, but as a gift. It reveals blind spots that stall your growth. When you avoid honest feedback, you stay trapped in your known errors. Real strength comes from leaning into discomfort. Picture a gardener tending roses. She trims away dead branches so new buds can flourish. Similarly, you must prune habits and attitudes that stifle your bloom. This isn't about self-flagellation. It's about clear sight. Holding on to flaws in secret only lets them fester, while shining a light on them gives you the power to change. Research into the Johari window highlights that we each have hidden aspect traits only others see left in Ingham. 1955. By inviting trusted critics into your inner circle, you expand your self-awareness. Yes, it stings when someone points out your shadow side, but that sting is the cutting edge of your transformation. Now ask yourself, who in your life loves you enough to risk your anger by telling you the hard truth? Reach out to that person. Tell them, I want to see what I cannot. Listen without defense. Record their words. Then sit with the discomfort. Let it sift through you like water, through sand, leaving clarity in its wake. As you do this, remember the Stoic ideal. Focus on what you can control, your response to feedback. You can't stop someone from speaking truth, but you can choose not to lash out, to pause, to reflect. In that pause, wisdom grows. You'll find that the mirror, once feared, becomes your compass, guiding you toward the person you're meant to be. Forging your purpose. Have you ever stared into the night and wondered if your life means anything at all? In the silence, your mind conjures doubt, fear, and emptiness, whispering that your story lacks meaning. Yet meaning is not found by chance. It is forged by choice. You stand at the anvil of your own life, hammering purpose into shape with every decision you make. Imagine a blacksmith shaping molten iron. The metal doesn't speak. It only waits, ready to take form under the smith's will. Your raw materials are your values, your talents, and even your scars. Each trial you face loss, failure, heartbreak adds strength to your resolve if you choose to wield it. Viktor Frankl's work in logotherapy showed that people who identify a clear purpose in your hardship more fully. Frankl, 1959. It is not lofty goals that sustain you, but simple acts aligned with your deepest why. When you tie your days to something bigger, helping a friend, crafting art, building a habit, you light a beacon that guides you through darkness. Now ask yourself, what matters enough that you would protect it at any cost? Write that answer on paper. Let it become your North Star. From this moment on, measure each action against it. Does scrolling through your phone bring you closer to your purpose, or pull you into mindless distraction? You cannot avoid storms, but you can choose which ship to sail. Purpose is that ship, strong and seaworthy. Even if the winds howl, you will know why you steer forward. You will know that each blow strikes not to destroy you, but to temper your will. In this final bend of your journey, pick up your hammer, strike with intention, forge your life into the shape that only you can. Create